Hello there folks, this is Ferenjianboard with a video about a theme that most people do not understand probably, and well, I will discuss a bit more about a few other ideas. So the idea of the video's name that came to my mind is Cheerleaders in Disguise, and yes, this video is going to be about demons. So what these things are, well, there are different ways I can portray them, and most likely they're not gonna be the thing that actually will pop up into your mind. So to speak about this, long ago there was this belief or dogma, whatever you want to call it, and this dogma would speak about Satanism. It can actually be considered something like that, although I don't know if it was actually called Satanism. However, it presented some points that are very similar to what people would call nowadays as quantum physics. So some of the principles were that humans, be they males and females, they are gods and goddesses of this world, who through their own vibration and their own powers, they can create their own realities and experience them as such. It sounds very similar to modern, quantum physics principles. And there are other principles that say that you should focus on this life and on how to live this life to its fullest and enjoy life and manifest yourself as much as possible in this life. But do not get yourself carried away by this life, because the point is that, well, you will end up as a slave to whatever higher entity controls this matrix, this universe. And yes, in a way, because by giving in to different carnal temptations, you actually invite a lot of parasites within you who will actually take control slowly and surely. In ancient Greek, there were two words that they are actually perfect synonyms. So they are angelus and daemon, and in Greek A and E are actually pronounced as E. So that's why from daemon you actually have demon nowadays. So angelus and daemon actually meant the same thing back then, and it actually meant a messenger. So the two entities are actually messengers. Since this universe is a representation of duality, the point of this universe is very simple. It actually exists to help entities develop and understand themselves, and any facet of consciousness that comes in here will face duality so that they learn more and more about the deeper aspects of themselves through the two extremes, let's say, through the two extremities that can occur, that are representative actually of this universe. So angels and demons communicate in their own way, but still they are messengers. Angels usually intervene when situations are very critical, but they prefer keeping a detached and distanced state. They will come closer if and only if they are invited. However, demons are very intimate. They come in many shapes and sizes, and usually they come in a lower form. There are higher forms of them, and the higher forms that they represent is actually one state. I haven't felt anything about multiple states, but it's usually one state. So you have, for example, demons of success. Now, demons are actually entities that deal more with the lower vibrations, and just like angels, they are said to come from the fourth dimensional realms, and demons more likely come from the lower realms of that fourth dimension, probably for what would be called the purgatorium, as well as the realms of the lost souls. Lost souls are entities who, well, become lost in the different realms. Their vibration is low enough so that they actually end up in that field, and well, they will wander those fields of the lost, let's say, and through this they will actually experience life in there. Most likely they will end up as ghosts and entities who have no knowledge of who or whatever they were before, and well, some of them may actually end up as parasitic, because parasites come from different dimensions, but most of those in this universe are actually created by us in states of lack. When you have lack, when you curse, when you feel negative, you actually take part in the creation of such negative entities, and you actually make them more and more conscious and stronger. The more you curse, the more negative you manifest yourself. And these entities will become more and more aware, and sooner or later they will also start spreading themselves, and they will also start infecting other people. Because in the end, since they are created in ideas of lack, they will be created in the idea that they have, and well, they have no link, meaning they are severely broken and completely broken and well severed from consciousness itself. This includes one simple fact: they cannot create their own energy, they cannot gain their own energy, hence they will require a parasitic existence, because if they don't gain energy they will dissipate, and everything kind of constantly dissipates. However, the point is that with everything constantly dissipating, we as humans and well living beings have this aspect that allows themselves to rest, and through their rest they actually regain their energy. So basically we are infinite energy sources. However, the problem is that such parasites will always come into our auric field, and they will infect our auric fields and our dimensional bodies, usually the higher dimensional bodies, and they will actually start gaining control. They don't necessarily insert themselves fully into our bodies or auric field. They most prefer to sit somewhat detached, and from time to time trigger negativity in people or in animals as well, so that through that they actually cause some pains to their body. When you get angry, you can cause and you will cause a lot of negativity to your body, because it's been scientifically proven that when you behave negativistically, when you shout, when you are very angry, you actually destabilize your own immunity system in your body for even a few hours. So think of this as not necessarily a full disruption, but a very powerful one nonetheless. How so? Because we are 80 to 90% water, and water has its own memory. The way that you actually feel emotions is because water will actually vibrate to any state that you put out, and the negativity that you put out actually feeds these entities. So basically you are feeding them your own energy. Lower demons are actually entities, some of them, most of them, whose purpose is to actually cleanse the world of negativity by acting as a kind of a black hole. Now, honestly, if you are to make a comparison, narcissistic people, for example, end up as being black holes because their purpose is to siphon people of energy. And they do this because, and I'm gonna tell you one of my most famous quotes, one of the quotes that I actually love: people have demons to feed. So, most likely, and not necessarily demons, they also have parasites to feed, but come again, it actually sounds better when you say demons. And, well, honestly speaking, the point be said is when they deal with so much negativity, their vibration can actually drop, and the more it drops, the harder it is for them to recover. And when they reach very, very low vibrational states, the point is that they will kind of fall for those negative vibrations. The reason? Well, your vibration will usually dictate what you will actually meet in your own life. This being said, the point is that, well, whatever you meet in life is also a pinpoint of your own vibration. So, if you like being a dick, if you like being a negative person, you'll most likely draw other negative people who will completely moan, whine, and such. And, there are lots of ways to, gain entities and, infect yourself with entities, including through sex, because sex is nothing else than an abbreviation from sexual energy exchange or sexual entities exchange. Now, I will have a video on why English language is a construct, and the idea of a construct is the design of something that will serve greater purposes in the future, not necessarily in the present, and it will serve those purposes by actually seeing them, foreseeing them in the future. So, well, it's kind of pleonastic, but I really hope people actually understand what I'm speaking. So demons come in all shapes and sizes, and usually the point is that most of the times they will come in their lower form, which will automatically almost attach themselves to any negativistic person or animal or whatever living being, because they are fully attracted to sensations of lack. When people manifest ideas of lack, that is when they create more demons, or when they actually invite them in. And they come in probably in the hundreds, because all they're interested in is feeding from the negativity that such entities like humans and whatever other entities can manifest. And it's actually easy to manifest as such. They will also start taking control by guiding you towards incompatible people, mainly people whom you will not go well with, so that you will get a lot of quarrels with, so that they can actually feed. It's fairly simple, but, well, irrespective of how simple it may sound, well, it's much more complicated than that. To move even further, demons actually have different purposes. So usually they will have one state, and this state is actually what their purpose is. Their state will actually dictate what they would really want from you. So for example, a demon of success is an entity who will want to guide you towards achieving success in real life. Now, the point is that as they will fail in time, the point is it's not necessarily that they fail, but the negativity that they acquire in time will actually inhibit them more and more, and that will actually lower them more and more. So they kind of end up on the other spectrum, and they will end up being a more and more parasitic version of themselves, with a great accent on causing pain on others. The only way to rid yourself of demons is to actually conduct a ritual, or actually, like hypnosis or meditations, through which you actually will find these demons, because demons are usually more aware, and they are actually easier to deal with because they can actually strike deals. The way they attach themselves to you is through subconscious pacts, because they will promise to fix some of your problems while you sleep, or while you are not conscious, and through that you actually allow them in. And you usually allow them in especially through your mentality of lack. And when you think of scarcity, you actually act as a lighthouse that guides them towards yourself. So once you find these entities, the point is that you have to ask them different questions about themselves, how they would feel, and what they actually want from you. And this is the moment when you have to not overreact, because the thing that they will tell you that they want from you is usually the lower vibrational part, because being low vibrational, they cannot want something more positive from you. So they will usually tell you that they want you to suffer, they will want you to feel humiliated, they will want you to dominate others or whatever. So if they, for example, want you to be domineering, most likely they are a demon of, let's say, people speaking skills. So they will actually teach you focus in this part, so that you can actually become a good public speaker if you manage to soothe the demon and actually understand how you can actually make them re-become positive again. So you strike a deal. You feed him some of your energy, which is usually like in very little amounts, and they will actually lend you their power. More so than that, usually they will come with a form of resilience in the term of focus. So once you become more and more capable of focusing specifically on the things that you like, this way you will be much harder to distract, so therefore other entities will have a much harder time winning over you. So in a way, this is a strategy through which they will keep you to themselves. So entities like this, the higher demons, actually seek to help you achieve different ideas in life. Don't forget that people, when they come in this universe, they will have angels and they will also have demons that will guide them. And they will also have guiding spirits and guiding animals, or actually guiding spirits can actually come in different shapes and sizes. They usually come in the form of animals. They can actually be human guides, and animals can actually have human guides. And well, in my case, I know that one of my guides are black holes. Probably it will sound strange, but yes, I feel very deeply connected to these entities. I've actually had vivid dreams of these. I actually feel very attracted to them, and I used to be very attracted to them ever since I was young. Now, parasitic entities are of multiple types. Many of them come from different dimensions. They're not necessarily created by us, and their purposes and agendas are different, and based on that, they may be harder or easier to deal with, diplomatically speaking. If they cannot be diplomatically dealt with, unfortunately, you will have to find out the problems that actually keep them in, and once you deal with those, they will actually have to leave because you are no longer compatible with them. The more self-love you manifest towards yourself, it's usually when these entities will leave because they cannot support themselves through love. By barricading yourself in a lovely aura and an aura of self-love, the point is you will care a lot about yourself. So no longer being suicidal and negativistic, you can no longer sustain them, thus creating an almost, if not impregnable, barrier. Demons of success will usually nurture you, and not necessarily of success, but of any positive trait. They will actually nurture you up to a certain point when you actually truly learn self-love, which is rarely the case, even through abundant people's cases, because most of them will still have grudges that will keep these demons more or less trapped. But in a way, those grudges will actually be what will feed them, so that will be their energy funnel. Once you actually learn how to fully love yourself, you will no longer need these entities as well, and they can actually leave and seek other people and try to support them the way they have done with you, unless they end up on their lower side as well. This being said, this is a little introductory video about demons as entities. Hopefully this struck a bit deep within your own reality and probably convinced you that the world indeed is not as you see it and as you have perceived it to be. So I'm looking forward to providing you with more of my wisdom in other videos. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, hearing your opinions. Keep up the good work that you're doing in life. Do not forget that life is awesome, and also so are you. The point is, all these being said, feel free to subscribe and follow my channel if you haven't done before, or at least share my videos to others who might actually find an interest in this, because I'm really willing to uplift people and increase, literally and greatly increase the awareness people have over this world, because this world has a lot of wonders, and it's sad that most people will usually live without realizing them. All these being said, Ferenjianboard signing out.